everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm so excited to welcome Morgan Myles from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Morgan, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm so good. Cheers.
Cheers to you. And
you like my
congratulations on your 4-chair turn after that brilliant performance of Hallelujah.
It was just such an honor. I still get really teary. I've probably watched 100 times now. So, and you know, it's just, I'm still just like, wow. It wasn't even, it's the chairs so much as what these kind superstars had to say. I was just like, what? I just felt very understood, and they each said something that I really needed to hear. Wow. I'm just like, I can always take that away for the rest of my life with me. It was just like,
Well, Camila turned first and in the process blocked Gwen, and John called your singing exquisite. But what was going through your mind as you weighed your choices on who to choose as your coach? And was that different than what you had imagined?
Well, I didn't go in there with any like expectations of like, I want this coach or that coach. Like I'm an energy person. I'm like positive energy, like just feeling a vibe and that kind of thing. So I think it's human connection and human nature that I was kind of going off of. I really wanted to hear what they had to say, because I knew, first off, you cannot go wrong with any of them. And really, there is something really, really magical when women are just super confident and come together. And I really felt that from the get-go with Gwen and Camila, because, well, they turned first really quick. But I felt this warmth from both of them. I immediately, just this connection. But everybody had something so poignant to say. Obviously, I couldn't pick Gwen. Blake reminded me of all like the past 16 years of struggling in the country genre as a female. I don't know if a lot of people realize, you know, we've been like 10% of country radio for a decade. And just because we're females. And so there's a lot of the episode that probably wasn't aired when me and Blake kind of started chatting about country radio in itself. But either way, it was like, do I return to my safety zone, or do I go with this new fresh air of either John Legend at this point or Camila? And Camila was really, really fighting for me. She really said this. She's like, can I just say one last thing? She says, you know, if you really want Blake helping you in country music and that's what you want to be, then I'm not the coach for you. And she's like, because I just want the best for you. I feel like you are truly this like one, like this lane, this Morgan lane, and I really see where it could go, and I would really like to coach it. And John went through all this stuff about just like the production of it and the soul side, and I was just like literally melting at the mouth. So, but I just felt, I was like, I think I gotta go with Camila. I just felt it, and again, you couldn't go wrong. So, but I'm so glad. She's so cool. She texts her team. And I'm like, this girl is touring all over the world. She is the #1 song worldwide on Spotify, I think, for Bam Bam. And she takes the time to like text us, like, what? I think it's really just shows how she is very, very genuine and down to earth. So I've really enjoyed getting to know her. Like, just been really cool.
Well, that's great to hear. But Morgan, in the past year, you've performed more than 100 shows all across the US, and it looks like you transport your own equipment. And Blake really related to the fact that you've done demo sessions in Nashville, but tell us more about your career before The Voice.
Well, last year was a lot of solo acoustic shows, mainly because of the pandemic and what we were up against state to state. I was driving over, 14 to 24 hours, just absolutely getting completely killed on the road. Now, prior to the pandemic, I was touring a lot with my band. There was more of a setup, but you know, there would be times where it's like, hi, and then like, low. And the voice came across like an email for casting. And I just was like, you know what? Why not? Like, why not? Let's just see what happens. And if I even make it through casting, then I'll make the decision then, you know?
Well, you've had so much support from your hometown. You've said your parents are your rock. Tell us more about the responses that you've already received from being on the show.
Oh, it's wild. On Facebook alone, my audition has 6.5 million views. I'm like, how? And I guess what's so cool was because when I first started, Facebook was probably mainly the only outlet. To hear them come back out and be so supportive and excited for me, you're just like, wow. Like, I'm so humbled by it. I just can't believe they still kind of kept up with me. So, and they're just so happy for me. I think it's the story of like never giving up kind of thing. And, you know, I know The Voice it's a platform, but there's so much work that comes right after this too. And I'm excited for it. I know it's ahead if I get that opportunity.
Well, Morgan, count me in as one of those big supporters of yours from the very beginning. But I need to wrap up our happy hour with a toast to you. I want to lift a glass to your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you so much. Pray for me. Lord knows I need it.
Cheers.
Cheers.